Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're digging into a book that has kind of quietly just completely taken over the bestseller charts. It's promising to unlock all the secrets that were supposedly hiding in our grandparents' medicine cabinets. The book's called The Forgotten Apothecary. And honestly, its success tells us a whole lot about what people are searching for when it comes to health and wellness right now. Okay, let's get into it.
You know, the entire idea behind this book, the reason it's so popular, it really all boils down to this one question. It's this idea that there's this forgotten wisdom out there, a power in nature that we've just lost. And you got to admit, it's a really compelling thought, and it's one that millions of people are clearly grabbing onto.
And when I say millions, I mean it. This is not some little niche book. This thing is a full-blown phenomenon. The Forgotten Apothecary is #1 in alternative medicine, #5 across all books on Amazon, and #7 on their main charts this week. I mean, that's just wild. Success like that is incredibly rare. So what is this book actually promising that has everybody so hooked?
Well, to get why it's so appealing, we first have to unpack the core concept itself. Like, what even is a home apothecary?
So, the word apothecary, it's a total throwback, right? It's what we used to call pharmacists and their shops, before the age of big modern medicine. The whole mission of this book is to bring that idea back to life, to hand you a guide for creating your own personal, natural pharmacy right at home, using remedies it says our grandparents used to know by heart. Now here's where it gets really interesting. You can't separate the book's message from the author's own life story. Her journey is basically presented as the ultimate proof that these remedies actually work.
The author is Dr. Forgotten Apothecary, and on paper, she has some seriously impressive credentials. We're talking a PhD, and she's described as an herbalist, a biologist, and an anthropologist. But her expertise, well, it's not just academic.
And this right here, this is the key. Her work in herbalism wasn't just some professional interest. The source material makes it clear it became a deeply personal mission after she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis way back in 2000. And that just changes everything, doesn't it? It reframes her story from just academic research to a fight for her own survival.
Right, so that personal crisis is exactly what turned her into a public figure. It's a journey of taking all this ancient knowledge and applying it to a very modern and very debilitating disease. You can really see that transformation in this timeline from her bio. After her diagnosis in 2000, she just dives headfirst into researching traditional remedies. But the real public test, the thing that put her on the map, was in 2015. She survived for 57 days on the History Channel's survival show alone. Think about that. Surviving in the wild while managing MS. That experience is absolutely central to her credibility, and it all leads to her work today. So, her bio gives you this incredibly powerful narrative. A woman who went from being bedridden to not just surviving, but actually thriving in one of the toughest environments you can imagine. This backstory creates a really deep emotional connection for her readers, and it gives a powerful feeling of authenticity to all the remedies she shares in the book.
Okay, so we've got this powerful backstory. But what about the content? What are these remedies that have people so fired up?
The big number you see everywhere in the marketing is 250. The book promises this huge, comprehensive guide to natural treatments, all set up like your own personal apothecary that you can just flip through for whatever ails you.
And the marketing gives you these little intriguing tastes of what's inside. Things like a natural brain booster, or the 3 mushroom tinctures that Dr. Apothecary says helped with her own MS. There's even a recipe for grandma's hot salve. But if you look closer, this list really shows you the book's whole philosophy. It's about giving people the knowledge to use plants that might be growing in their own backyard, or simple stuff from the kitchen like honey and cinnamon. The focus is all on practical, hands-on things, tinctures, salves, teas, that really speak to a desire to be more self-sufficient.
Now, as big of a hit as this book is, it's not happening in a vacuum. It's actually tapping into a much, much bigger cultural trend that's been bubbling up. And you can see this trend so clearly just by looking at what other books people are buying with it. You've got The Hidden Home Apothecary, The Last Home Apothecary book, Ancient Remedies Apothecary book. It's obvious there is a real, growing hunger for this kind of knowledge, a desire to reconnect with something more traditional, natural, and independent when it comes to our health. But with all this talk of remedies and treatments and cures, there is a piece of information, and this comes directly from the publisher on the sales page, that is absolutely critical to understand. Right there in the product description is this disclaimer.
It says, and I'm quoting here, that the claims have not been evaluated by the FDA, that the book is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease, and, this is the big one, that you should always consult with a healthcare professional. So that is a really crucial piece of context for anyone looking into this.
So, after digging into the author, the remedies, and all the context, what's the big takeaway from the whole Forgotten Home Apothecary phenomenon?
Ultimately, the insane success of this book brings up a pretty fascinating question for us today. What we're seeing is this tension, right, between the incredible, life-saving advances of modern medicine on one side and this deep, human desire for something more, elemental, more traditional. It kind of leaves you wondering, in our own lives, what's the right balance between the pharmacy